If you're brand new to DaVinci Resolve, I'll show you how to edit your first video from start to finish, step by step, even if you have never edited a video before. First, I'll show you how to download and install DaVinci Resolve for free. Then, how to bring in your video clips, put them together, and cut out mistakes. After that, how to add text, transitions, and music. And finally, how to save your finished video. Now, let's download DaVinci Resolve, install it, and edit your first video. Here's how to download DaVinci Resolve step by step. Now go to Google, search for DaVinci Resolve. And the website is blackmagicdesign.com. Scroll down and you'll see DaVinci Resolve. Click on Free Download Now. And you will see two versions. There's DaVinci Resolve, which is free, and there's DaVinci Resolve Studio. DaVinci Resolve Studio is not free, it is $295. You can just start with the free version. So we can click on this, then we'll download the free DaVinci Resolve. If you're on Mac, you can click on macOS, or if you're on Windows, you can click on x86 or ARM. Now, if you're not sure which one to download, you right-click on your Start button, then click on System. Then look at your system type. If you see x64 based, then you should get the Windows x86 version. And if you see ARM based, then you should download the Windows ARM version. I'm on an x64 based processor, so I'll download the Windows x86 version. Next, they'll ask you for your details, and if I click on register and download, you can see these are the things that they need. So just put in whatever you want, and I'll click on register and download. Then you'll see this. So it will automatically download it for you, or just click on this button to download it to your computer. Then you can open it. I'll drag it to my desktop first. So that's how to download DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to install DaVinci Resolve step by step. Now, after you download DaVinci Resolve, double-click to run the installer. Then you click on Install. Click on Next. Click on this box. Click on Next. Click on Next. Click on Install. And when it's done, we can open DaVinci Resolve. And this is what you will see. So click on Continue. From here, you can click on Quick Setup, or you can skip it if you want. I'll just click on Quick Setup. Then click on Continue. From here, you can set up your project. So depending on what kind of videos you want to edit, if you are editing videos in HD, 1080p, then just click on this and you can continue. If you're editing 4K videos, then you can choose Ultra HD. Or if you're not sure, then you can click on this and you can choose your resolution later. So I'll choose HD 1080p and I'll click on Continue. Next, you can choose where you want to save your media. I'll leave it as default. I'll click on Continue. Next, you can select your keyboard layout. So if you're familiar with any of these apps, then you can change it. Otherwise, we can just go with DaVinci Resolve and continue. Click on Start. Click on Allow. Go to the bottom right, click on New Project. Then you can write the name for your project. Then click on Create. So that's how to install DaVinci Resolve. First, make sure you are on the Edit page. So for DaVinci Resolve, if you look below, there are multiple tabs. So make sure you click on the third tab and it should look like this. Now let's add a video to DaVinci Resolve. Go to the top left corner, click on File, go to Import, click on Media. Or you can press Ctrl-I or Command-I if you're on Mac. then you can add your videos. So I'll use this as an example. Next, we can drag it to the timeline like this. Then we can close this panel on the left, click on Media Pool. Then here we'll see two screens side by side. You can click on this rectangle in the top right corner and we'll just see our video. Here's how to cut video in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, say we want to cut the start of the video. We can drag this orange line and you want to move it to exactly where you want to cut. So let's say I want to start the video just as the train is going to appear. So I'll just drag it around to here. So now I have the orange line at where I want to cut. To cut the video, just press Ctrl B on your keyboard or Command B if you're on Mac. So I'll press it and you can see now the video is cut into two parts. So we don't want this part of the video, right? So you can click on it, then you press delete on your keyboard and you delete that part. And now when I play the video, you can see that it will immediately start with the train appearing. Now, if you make any mistake, you can always undo. So you can press Ctrl Z or Command Z to undo what you just did. So if I press Ctrl Z, you can see it will undo what I just did. Next, let me show you how to cut the middle of your video. So say I want to cut away the part where the train shows up. So I'll just drag this orange line to the part where I want to cut. So maybe here, then I press Ctrl B, then I drag the orange line again to the next part that I want to cut. So I move it here and then I press Ctrl B. And now you can see we cut out the middle part of the video. So to delete this, you can just press delete on your keyboard, or we can also right click, then click on Ripple Delete. You can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move this orange line. So if I press the left arrow key on my keyboard, each time I press it, this orange line will go to the left by a little bit. So it's going back one frame every time I press it. And if I press the right arrow key, you'll see that this orange line goes to the right by a little bit. So you can use your keyboard to just go left or right to move this orange line, and you can choose exactly which part of the video you want to make your cut. Next, let me show you how to cut the end of your video. So just drag this orange line to where you want your video to stop. So say I want the video to stop when the train passes by, then I'll just press Ctrl B, then I click on the part that I want to delete, then I press delete on my keyboard. Here's how to change aspect ratio in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now let's use this video as an example. So here we have a vertical video, but we can see the aspect ratio right now is horizontal. So we are getting these black bars at the side. Now to change the aspect ratio, go to the top right corner, click on this icon which says Timeline Resolution. From here, you can choose the aspect ratio you want. I want to change the aspect ratio to vertical, so I will choose Portrait. And here you can see the resolution. So I'll click on this. And now the video is in a vertical aspect ratio. Next, let me show you how to convert a horizontal video into a vertical video. Go to the top right corner, click on this button, change this to Portrait. Now the aspect ratio is vertical. So click on this rectangle in the bottom left corner. Then here you can drag the corner to expand the video like this. So expand it until it fits inside the vertical aspect ratio. And from here, you can drag it to the left or to the right to adjust exactly which part of the video you want to show. When you're done, click on the rectangle again. And this is how you convert a horizontal video into a vertical video. Now you can also go to the top right corner to open up Inspector. From here, you can change the position, you can change the X, you can drag it to the left or to the right to shift the video around. And if you want to zoom in, you can drag this to the right. And if you want to move this up or down, you can also change the Y position. If you drag it like that to the left or to the right to shift the video up or down. Next, let me show you how to convert a vertical video into a horizontal video. Now, when I put a vertical video in a horizontal aspect ratio, we get the black bars at the side. So what we need to do is we need to expand this vertical video until it fills up this horizontal frame. So from here, click on the rectangle. Then we drag the corner like this. And if you want, you can zoom out from here. I can choose a lower percentage, say 12% or maybe higher. Then from here, I can easily drag the corner until it fits. From here, I can drag it down or up. So I can adjust exactly how I want the video to look like. When you're done, click on the rectangle again. Then to reset this zoom, you come back here, click on this, click on Fit, or you can press Z on your keyboard. So this is how to convert a vertical video into a horizontal video. Here's how to rearrange clips in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, if you drag any clip around, say I want to move this to the back, if I drag it over, it will overwrite the clip over here. And if I bring this over, it replaces the clip over here. Now, let me show you how to rearrange clips without overwriting. The first method is to cut and paste. So say you want to move this clip over here. You select the clip, you right click, click on Ripple, Cut. Or you can press Ctrl-Shift-X on your keyboard. If you are using Mac, then you press Command-Shift+X. So when you do Ripple Cut, it's going to cut the clip like this. Next, you drag the playhead, this orange line, you drag it to where you want to paste the clip. So I want to paste it here after number 1. So you right click, click on Paste Insert. Or you can press Ctrl-Shift+V or Command-Shift+V if you're on Mac. You can do this with multiple clips. Say you want to move these two clips at the same time, you select both, right click, Ripple Cut. Then you drag the playhead to where you want to paste it, right click, Paste Insert. And if I want to move this to the back, I can right click, Ripple Cut, move this to the back, right click, Paste Insert. The second method is to use your keyboard. So you select the clip that you want to move, then you hold Ctrl-Shift on your keyboard or Command-Shift if you're on Mac. Then you press comma or period to move the clip to the left or right. So holding Ctrl-Shift, if I press comma, you'll see this clip move to the left. So I press comma, you see it goes to the left. And if I press period, the full stop, it will move to the right. So you can use the comma and the period to move the clip around. So I move it to the back. And if I want to move these two clips to the front, I can select these two, hold Ctrl-Shift, and I will press comma to move it to the left. The third method is to drag with your mouse. So you select the clip that you want to move, you hold Ctrl-Shift on your keyboard, or Command-Shift if you're on Mac. Then you can drag the clip around and it will not overwrite other clips. So let me continue. If I want to move this over here, I hold Ctrl-Shift, then I can drag it like that. It will not overwrite the other clips. You can also move multiple clips at the same time. So if I select these two, I hold Ctrl-Shift, I can move these two at the same time. Now let me show you a bonus method. Say you want to move this clip over here. First, you move it up to a higher track. Then you can drag it over like this. So there's a gap over here. We can select the rest and we bring it over to close the gap. And now we have a space here and we can bring this down. And I can continue here. Say I bring this up and over. Then I shift this over. I can bring this down. And if I want to move this clip to here, I move it up. I drag it here. Then I move these over to create the space to bring it down. So that's how to rearrange clips in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to add clip in between video in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, say I want to add a clip in between these two videos. So I want to add this clip, which is number 3, and I want to put it in between 2 and 4. Now, the problem is if you drag it and you try to put it in between, it will overwrite the clip over here. So here's how to add a clip in between videos. You drag the playhead, this orange line, you drag it to where you want to add the clip. Then you go to the clip that you want to add, you right click, you go to Insert Selected Clips 2, you click on Timeline. And you can see it will insert the clip in between and it will not overwrite the clip on the right. Now, another way to add clip in between video is you can select the clip, then you click on this button over here, which is Insert Clip, and the keyboard shortcut is F9. So if I click on this, it will also insert the clip in between the video. Now, if you prefer to drag, here's how. You can hold Ctrl-Shift on your keyboard or Command-Shift if you're on Mac. So if you hold that, you can drag the clip in between the video and it will automatically move everything over so you can add the clip in between the video without overwriting the next clip. So that's how to add clip in between video in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to delete gaps in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, as you edit your video, you'll have gaps in between. So to delete the gaps, you can click on it and it will get highlighted like this. So if I click here or here, you can see it will get highlighted. So to delete the gap, you right click, then you click on Ripple Delete. Now, if you have a lot of gaps, then you can delete multiple gaps at the same time. So say I want to delete the gaps between here, I can select the videos like this. Then I go to the top left corner, I click on Edit. Then I click on Delete Gaps. And you can see the gaps between these videos will be deleted. Now, if you want to delete all the gaps in your timeline, don't select anything. Just go to the top left corner, click on Edit, then click on Delete Gaps. And it will delete all the gaps in your timeline. So that's how to delete gaps in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to add space between clips in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, say I want to add a space between these two video clips. First, you drag the playhead, this orange line, to where you want to add the space. So I move it here, then you right click, click on Insert Gap, and there will be a space in between. You can repeat this as many times as you like to create a space between the two video clips. And to close a gap, you can click, it will get highlighted like this. Then you can right click, click on Ripple Delete. Now let me show you another way to add space between clips in DaVinci Resolve. Say I want to add a space between these two clips. First, you drag the playhead in between, then you press Alt plus Y on your keyboard or Option plus Y if you're on Mac. And when I press it, it's going to select everything on the right of this playhead. So everything on the right of this orange line, it will be selected. So I press Alt plus Y. You can see it's all selected. I can then drag this to the right And with this method, you can control and adjust how much of a gap you want to create. So that's how to add space between clips in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to add text in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. First, go to the top left corner. Let's close the media pool. Then we click on Effects. Then go to Titles. And here are the titles that you can add to your video. So I'll just use text as an example. I drag it down to my video like this. And now when I play the video, you can see that we have basic title over here. So first, let's go into single viewer mode. We go to the top, we click on workspace, go into single viewer mode. Now we'll just see our video. So to customize your text, just double click on your text box here. And from here, you can change your text. You can write whatever you want. You can write multiple lines like this. So in this example, I'll just write subscribe now. Then below, we can change the font. You can change to any font that you have installed on your computer. Then you can make the font bold or any other thickness that you want. You can change your color. If you click on this, then I can just drag it around like that to set any color that you want for your text. You can change the font size. If you drag this over here, you can make it bigger like this or smaller. You can also change the value if you drag the numbers on the right. If you click over here, I can drag it to the right like this to adjust the size of the text. So I can make it as big as I want or as small as I want. So if you drag the box on the right, then it won't change as much. Whereas if I drag this slider, you see it changes a lot. Then below, there are more options for you to customize your font. Next, you can change the position. Here, we can move the text to the right. If I drag the X over here, like this, or if you change the Y, you can bring it up or down, or we can just click on the text and you position it anywhere you want. So you can put it on top, put it below, put it on the left, put it on the right, put it in the corner, or you can just put it in the middle. Next, if we scroll down, you can add a stroke to the text, which is just an outline. So if I increase the size here, you can see that we now have an outline, and we can click on this box so that the outline will be on the outside only. You can also change the color of the outline. If you click on this, you can see that as I drag it around, the color doesn't change. That's because this slider is at the bottom. So you sometimes have to drag this up like this, and then you can see that as I drag it around, the colors will change. Next, you can add a drop shadow. So if you increase the X a little bit, like that, then you can adjust the Y to bring it down or up. Then you can adjust the blur. You can also adjust the opacity to make it more transparent or less transparent like this. Then below, we can also add a background to your text. So let me turn this off. So for background, you'll have to first increase the height. Then you can see the background. So we can choose whatever color you want. Again, it's the same. You have to drag this up, and then we can change the color. You can adjust the background width like this or all the way through. You can increase the height. You can adjust the corner radius to make it more rounded like this, or you can make it look like a rectangle. Then there's opacity where you can adjust the transparency. If I drag it all the way, you can see the background like that. Then there's outline color. If I change it to any color, say I make this red, there's no outline. That's because the outline width is 0. So you can increase this, then you can start to see the outline like that. Next, let me show you how to adjust your text duration. So you can drag the sides of your text block like this to choose how long you want the text to appear in your video. So if I make it very short like this, when I play the video, the text will appear for just a short while, then it goes away. And if I want the text to show up for much longer, I can drag it out like this. And you can see that throughout this entire period, you will have this text. So you can adjust exactly how long you want the text to show up in your video by just dragging this text block. And you can drag the text around like this to choose when you want the text to appear. So if I want the text to show up at the start of the video, I put it at the start, then the text shows up at the beginning of my video. And if I put it in the middle, that means the text will show up in the middle of the video. So that's how to add text in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to add text animation in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, there are many ways to do it. First, let's start with a simple animation. Say you want your text to fade in and fade out. If you move your mouse over the text block, you can see these white handles. If I just drag it like this, and say I drag it to here 1 second, then when I play the video, you can see that the text will fade in over 1 second. So let me show you. You can see that it slowly fades in. And you can adjust how long you want the fade in to be. Say I make it here, then it will fade in very slowly. So we can do this on both sides. If I drag the handle here, that means this text will fade in like this, then it fades out. Next, let me show you other ways to animate your text. So under Effects, you can go to Video Transitions. Then here, you can add any of these transitions to your text. So here you can see there are many different transitions. I'll just show you some examples. So here we have the slide transition. We can drag this like that. And now when I play the video, you can see that this text will slide in like that. And if I click on this small rectangle over here, we can change the transition type. You can change the duration. You can also set whether you want to slide it in however you want. So we have left to right. If I change this to bottom up, then you'll see that the text will slide up from the bottom. And if I change this to say top down, then it will slide from top down. You can adjust the duration over here. If I drag this out like this, you can see that the transition will extend. It will take a longer time for this animation. So we can also drag here to adjust the duration for this animation. So let me show you a few more examples. So here we have center wipe. We can drag it here like this. Camera shake. Crash zoom. Drop warp. Flip 3D. Noise dissolve. Pop wobble. Zoom in. You can also add transitions at the end, so it's the same. We can drag it like this, put it at the back, and now we can see that the text will have animation in and out. Next, if you go into titles, then if you look at Fusion titles, you can add more text to your videos that will have built-in animations. So for example, this, you can see that it has its own unique animation. Let me show you more. So there's dark box text, digital glitch, draw on corners one line, drop in, fade on, flip over, flip up, horizontal line reveal. So that's how to add text animation in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to add transitions in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now say I want to add a transition between these two videos. Now go to the top left corner, click on Effects. Then on the left, click on Video Transitions. Then here are all the video transitions that you can add. So you can see there are many transitions that you can add. Say I want to add this transition, you just drag this down in between your video. So now if I zoom in a little bit, you can see we now have this rectangle in between these two videos. And when I play the video from here, we have this cross dissolve transition. So if you drag a transition in between two videos and nothing happens, here's how to fix it. You select both videos like this, then you go up and click on timeline. Then you click on add transition. And you will see this. Click on trim clips. And now you can see we have a transition applied in between these two videos. If you want to change the transition or you just want to look at the rest, you can continue dragging them down. So say I want to look at dip to color dissolve, I can drag this over and it will replace the transition. So now I have dip to color dissolve. So if I want to use crash zoom, I will drag it and then now I can replace it. So here's what it looks like. Next, let me show you a few more examples. So here's foreground wipe. Here's noise dissolve. Here's page curl. And here's zoom in. Now to customize the transition, you can double click on the rectangle. Then on the right, the inspector will open up and here you can change the duration of the transition. So if I want the transition to be longer, I can change this to maybe 2 seconds. And you can see here, the rectangle will become longer. So the longer the rectangle, the longer the transition. So I can actually adjust it like this. I can drag this to make it short or make it long. So if I make this to 2 seconds, that means this transition will happen over 2 seconds. So here's another one that's push. So I can drag this over to replace it. And this is what it looks like. So if I want this to be faster, I can reduce the duration. Now it's a lot faster. And for each transition, you can customize it. So for push, I can change this from push left to any direction. So maybe I can do push right. It will push to the right. So that's how to add transitions in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to change speed in DaVinci Resolve step by step. Now let's use this video as an example. So here we have a woman and a child walking across the pool. So first, let me show you how to speed up a clip in DaVinci Resolve. So you click on the clip, then you right-click, click on Change Clip Speed. Then from here, you can change the speed. You can drag to the right or drag it to the left to change the number. Or you can click and then you type the number you want. Say I put 200%. And then you want to click on Ripple Timeline. You check this box and then you click on Change. And now you can see the video will shrink. And when I play this, you can see that the video is speed up by 200%. Next, let me show you how to change speed using retime controls. So click on the video, then you right click, click on retime controls, or you can press Ctrl R or Command R on your keyboard. And this is what you will see. So below we see the speed, the default is 100%. So to speed up the video, you can drag the top area. I drag it to the left, and the more I drag it, the more the video will speed up, like this. So here you can see the speed of the video. Now you can also click on this drop down arrow, then you go to change speed. And from here, you can choose any speed you want. So say I want to speed this video by 400%, I can also click here and it will automatically speed this up to 400%. And this is what it looks like. So you can drag this to change the speed of the video. And if you want to reset, you can click on the drop down arrow, then you click on reset to 100%. Now, when you speed up a video, you see it leaves a gap behind. So to delete the gap, you can click, you get highlighted like this. You can right click, ripple, delete. Or if you don't want to have any gaps at all, you can click on this icon to go into trim edit mode or press T on your keyboard. Now, when you speed up a video, you see that it won't leave any gap. Then to go back, click on the cursor or press A on your keyboard. Next, let me show you how to speed up part of a video in DaVinci Resolve. Now, say I only want to speed up the start of this video, so maybe only around here. You just drag your playhead, this orange line, to where you want to change the speed. So maybe here, you go down, click on the drop down arrow, click on Add Speed Point. And now the video will have two parts. So if I want to speed up the start of this video, I can change the speed over here. I drag this to the left, like this. That means this part of the video will speed up by 150%, and then the remaining will remain as 100%, which is the default normal speed. So let me play the video to show you what it looks like. So the start of the video will be sped up. You can also click on this drop down arrow and you can change the speed from here. So if I change this to say 400%, then you will see it's very obvious that the start of the video will be fast and then it goes down to a normal speed. Now, if you only want to speed up the middle part of the video, here's how. You just add another speed point. So first, let me reset the first part. I click on this, I reset to 100%. And say I only want to speed up the middle, maybe from here to here. I move my playhead around and then I can add another speed point like this. So here you can see we now have three parts. So if I want to speed up only the middle part, I can drag this over here and only the middle part will be sped up. Next, let me show you how to slow down a clip in DaVinci Resolve. So instead of dragging to the left, you drag it to the right. And you can see the video will turn yellow. You'll see all of these yellow arrows over here. So if I drag this to 50%, then you'll see that this video will slow down a lot. Now, the thing is, when you slow down a video, it will overwrite the next video. If I undo, you can see that the next video starts over here. And if I slow down this video, it's going to overwrite the next video like that. So to prevent this, here's how. Before you change the speed, you want to click on this to go into trim edit mode. Or you can press T on your keyboard. So from here, if I drag this to the right, you can see that the next clip will just move along. So if I drag this all the way to say 40%, you can see that the next video will just be moved along as I change the speed. Then to go back, you can click on this cursor or press A on your keyboard. So that's how to change speed in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to speed ramp in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, say I want to speed up the middle of this video, drag the playhead, this orange line, to where you want to speed up the video. So say I want to speed up at maybe here. I move the orange line over here. Then you right click on your video. Then you click on Retime Controls. Or you can press Ctrl R or Command R. Then you will see speed change, and at the bottom we will have 100%. Next, click on this drop down arrow beside 100%. Click on Add Speed Point. Next, drag this orange line to where you want to stop the speed ramp. So say I want to stop at here. Then you click on the drop down arrow again. Click on Add Speed Point. And now you'll see that the video will have three sections. So I want to speed up the middle part of this video. Next, let me show you how to change the speed. Click on the drop down arrow. Go to Change Speed. Then you can choose how much you want to speed up the video or slow down. So if I click on 200%, then the middle part of the video will be twice as fast. You can also drag the handle on top to change the speed. If I drag it to the left, you see that it will speed up even more. And if I drag it to the right, then we can slow the video down. And if I drag it all the way, you see that once it goes below 100%, this part will turn yellow. That means this video will slow down at this part. So if I drag this to say 50%, that means the middle part of this video will be slowed down. It will play at half the speed. So let me show you. When I play the video here, you'll see that it plays at half the speed. And if I want to speed up the video, I can just drag it like this to the left. And here it's playing at 300%. I can click on this arrow. I can choose any number from here. So say I click on 400%. Now when I play this video, it will start at a normal speed. Then in the middle, it will speed up to 400%. And afterwards, from here, it will go back down to normal speed. So let me show you. It will speed up here. Then it goes back to normal speed. And if I speed this up even more, say I make this 800%, then the change in speed will be even more obvious. Next, let me show you how to speed ramp. Go to the left, click on these diamonds. Then a bottom panel will show up. You'll see parameters. You can drag this up and you can see the bottom panel. So I will drag this up even more and then we can see more of this bottom panel. In the bottom panel, you'll see parameters. Go to the left side, click on this curve button. And now you will see the graph for the speed. Now, on the left side, you'll see all these things. And this is where you can choose which of these to show on the graph. So here I have real-time speed. So we'll just see the graph for the speed. Now you can click on these to show all the different things on the graph. But for speed ramp, we only want to see real-time speed. So if the rest are showing, right now you see it's white. If I click it, you can see that it's disabled. And if I click on this, then there's nothing on the graph. So I only want to see real-time speed. So I'll click on this. And for everything else, we will hide it. Now let's look at the graph. So here it shows us the speed of the video over time. So it starts at 100%, which is the normal speed. Then it jumps up to 800%. Then it jumps down to 100%. So when I play the video, you can see that the speed changes, but it looks unnatural and weird. That's because the speed is changing very abruptly. And it doesn't look good when the speed just changes like that. So that's why we use speed ramp to speed up a video smoothly. Now to do speed ramp, you want to select both of these keyframes. So you just drag like that to select both of the keyframes. Then click on ease in and out. And now you'll see that the graph will become a curve. And if I move my mouse here, you can see that it starts at 100%. It continues to increase slowly. 101, 116, 128, 146, and it just continues to increase. So the speed gradually increases over time until it hits 800%. And then at the end, the speed will gradually go down like that. Before we did the speed ramp, the graph just jumps from 100% and goes up to 800% instantly. So it's very abrupt, it doesn't look good. So when we do the speed ramp, it will have a smooth curve. So now let me play the video to show you what it looks like. Next, let me show you how to use the speed curve to control and edit the speed ramp. So you can select both keyframes and you'll see these handles on the left and right for each of these keyframes. And if I want to make the speed ramp even more smooth, I can drag the circle out like that. And you can see that the curve will become even more curved. And now when I play the video, you'll see that it will become even more smooth and more gradual. If you want to make the speed ramp quicker, you can select both and then we drag the handles in. And you can see that it goes from a very curved line to a more steep and sharp curve. We will still have a speed ramp, but it will be much quicker compared to before. Now we can also control just one keyframe at a time, so you don't always have to select both. If I just select one, I can drag the handle like this to make the start very smooth. So that means this part, when the video speeds up, it will speed up very smoothly. And then at the end, when it goes back down to normal speed, it will be very fast. And say I want to do the opposite, I can select the first keyframe, I drag this in to make it more steep, and then I select the other one, I drag this out to make it more smooth. So when I play the video here, you can see it will speed up very, very fast. Then it will slow down gradually. So there's actually a left handle and a right handle. Now when I drag the right handle to make it longer, the left handle will also become long. We adjust both at the same time. So if I drag this in to make it shorter, you see that the left handle also becomes shorter. Now we can control the left or the right handle individually. So if you hold Shift on your keyboard, you can control just the left handle like this. So you can see I drag it like that to the left to make it long, but the handle on the right stays the same. And I can do the same for the right. If I hold Shift on my keyboard, then I can control just the right handle. So the left handle controls the left part of the curve, and the right handle controls the right part of the curve from here. So if I make the left handle to be very short, then you'll see that the left part will have a very steep and sharp drop. That means at this part, the speed will change very fast. And the right handle controls the right part. So if I make this very short also, then you'll see that the right part of this curve, it will change in speed very fast. And if I drag this out, then you will see the right part will have a very smooth and gradual change in speed. Now when I play this part of the video, you'll see that the speed will drop very, very quickly because it's a very steep and sharp drop. And then afterwards, it will then smooth out and have a very gradual change at the end because it has a very smooth and gentle slope. So let me show you. Now, if you want to reset the speed curve, you can select your keyframes like this. Make sure you select all of the circles, including the one on the right. Make sure you select all 4 of the circles. You can go up, you click on linear, the first one. Goes back to the original, then I click on ease in and out again. Now the easy way to remember how to use the speed curve is to imagine this as a 2D roller coaster ride going from left to right. So here you see it's a flat line, and then over here when it changes in speed, the more steep, the more sharp the line is, the faster the speed ramp will be. And if you want the speed ramp to be smooth and gradual, then you make the curve more curved. You make it into a gentle and gradual slope. So that's how to speed ramp in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to freeze frame in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. You just move your playhead, this orange line, to where you want to freeze. So say I want to freeze here, you right click on your video, click on Retime Controls, or you can press Ctrl R or Command R. Next, look below, there's 100%, there is this drop down arrow, click on it, then click on Freeze Frame. And now when I zoom in, you can see that the video will freeze at this part. So this orange area will represent how long this video will freeze at this part. When I play the video from here, it will play normally, and then here it will freeze. Just like that. Then it continues. So if I want to freeze it longer, I drag the handle on top. I drag it out like this. The longer I make it, the longer it will freeze. And you can see that throughout this entire area, it will freeze for as long as I want. And if I want to freeze just for a short period, I make it short like this. Next, let me show you how to freeze frame the entire clip. So say I want to freeze frame over here. I right click, then I click on Change Clip Speed. Then I click on Freeze Frame. I check this box. Then I click on Change. What's going to happen is it will cut the video at this part where I want to freeze, and it will freeze the rest of the video. And now you can see that the video is cut into two, and now the rest of the video will now be this exact frame that I want to freeze. So the video will play normally, and then from here, the rest of the video, the entire clip, will be the freeze frame. And it's the same, I can drag this to make it as short as I want or as long as I want. So that's how to freeze frame in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to reverse a video in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now here we have a video of a woman and her child walking across the pool. So here's how to reverse a video. You click on the video, you right click, click on Change Clip Speed. Then click on Reverse Speed. You check this box, then you click on Change. And now this is what the video looks like. So that's how to reverse a video in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to remove green screen in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now say I'm using this video and I want to add a green screen video. So I will drag my green screen video, I put it on top, and this is what it looks like. I have my video, and then we have the green screen that comes up. I want to remove the green screen. First, we go to the top left corner. I close the media pool. Then I click on Effects. Click on Resolve FX. Then you search for 3D. You'll see 3D here. You drag this over your green screen video. Then you go to the bottom left corner of your video, click on this arrow, then click on Open FX Overlay. We can click on this FX logo. You can see that if I click it like that, it will be selected. So if it's highlighted when it's white, I can draw on the video to select the colors that I want to remove. So I want to remove the green, I will draw like that. You can see that the green will turn into a solid black. And when I let go of my mouse, the green screen is removed. Now there's a little bit of green around this area. So to remove it, you go to the top right corner, click on Inspector, and under Effects, you can see Open FX, 3D Keyer, and if you scroll down, under Behavior Options, you'll see Dispill, and you can drag this to remove the extra green. And now this is what the video looks like. Next, let me show you a more difficult green screen video. So here we have a woman in front of an actual green screen. So to remove this, we can draw over the green, but you can see that as I draw, we are not getting a clean, solid black background. So when I let go of my mouse, there's still a lot of green that is not removed. So if I try to draw around here or here, you can see that it always has this remaining green. So here's how to fix it. First, let's go to Usage Options. Then I click on Show Paths so you can see the lines that I'm drawing. So you can see that as I draw, every time I draw, we can only draw one stroke at any time. Now we can try to select as much green as we can if we just click and hold. And as I draw around, you can see that the green will start to turn into a solid black background like this. And then when I let go, you can see that more of the green is removed. And if you really want to check, we can scroll down We go to output. We change this to alpha highlight, black and white. It will turn your image into black and white. So the background should be a solid, clean black, and the subject that you want to keep should be a solid white. Now, if the background isn't a solid black, you can try to draw your lines until you get it. Otherwise, you can draw multiple lines. So if I draw like that, and I try to draw here, it only lets me draw one stroke at a time. So if you want to draw multiple strokes, you can click on the plus over here. And now I can draw multiple strokes around to select all the green colors that I want to remove. Now make sure you don't draw over the subject, because if you draw over it, then it will remove the subject from your video, and this is what it looks like. Now if you make any mistakes, you can click on reset, and then you can draw your strokes again. So the goal is we want the green background to turn into a solid black like that. Now, if you have drawn multiple lines and you're still not getting a clean, solid black background, so say for example, I get something like that, and I'm still getting a lot of gray noise, any fuzzy, grainy areas, here's what you can do. Scroll down to key adjustments and increase the chroma tolerance. So when you increase this, it will remove more shades of green. So I can drag this to the right, and you can see that more of the gray is removed. From here, if you're still not getting a clean, solid black background, you can scroll down, go to Matte Finesse, then under Clean Black. So you want to increase this slowly until you get a clean, solid black background. If I just increase it a little bit, I can drag from here. You can see it's now gone. Now be very careful with this. You want to increase slowly, because if I increase a lot, now the subject is being removed. And it will look like this. If I change this to Final Composite, it will start to remove the subject. So you just want to increase it a little bit until you get a clean and solid black background. What I recommend is you try to draw, and then if you need, you just add multiple strokes to get the green background to turn into a solid black. If after you have done this and you still cannot get a clean, solid black background, then you try to increase chroma tolerance, and if it still doesn't work, then we increase the clean black. So this is what the video looks like. The green screen is removed and we are seeing the background behind. So this is actually the background video that's playing, and then we have the green screen video on top. Now here's the thing, you can see that actually at the sides, we need to remove these because the green screen is only in the middle. So here's where we can use Garbage Matte to crop the green screen video. So when I click on Garbage Matte, we can choose a matte shape, and we can choose rectangle or ellipse. So say I go with rectangle, then we can click on invert, and then we can choose which part of the green screen video to cut out. So we can increase the width. If I drag this to the right, we can control how much of the video we want to cut out. And then we can adjust the height. And then we can move the position for X. We can move it to the left or to the right. And for Y, we can move it up or down. And if you want to reset the values to default, you can click on this reset button. And we can do the same for the width and the height. So in this example, I need to crop the top. So let me increase the height. And I can lower the width. So now this is what the video looks like. You can see that the green screen is removed, and now we just have the woman in front of our background. Next, let me show you how to smooth and trim the edges around the subject. So if I change the output to alpha highlight, then you can check that you remove the green screen properly and cleanly. So now let me zoom in to the video. So to zoom in, you move your mouse over the video, you scroll up. And as I scroll up, we can see that we are zooming in. And to move around, you drag your middle mouse. Just press down on the scroll wheel and you can drag. So here we can see actually there's still a lot of green that's not removed. We can increase the despill. So we can increase this until we don't see any more green. And if I continue zooming in, we can see there's still some black outline and it's not very smooth. So to smooth the edges, you can go to Matte Finesse. You can increase the blur radius to smooth out the edges. So I recommend you drag from this box over here because it'll be more precise. So I drag it a little bit. So now that the edges is smooth, if you want to trim the edges, then you go to in-out ratio and you decrease this. So if I drag this to the left, it's going to trim the edges. But you want to do it slowly so that you don't actually cut into the person. So I will drag from here and I will lower it until I don't get that black outline. Now here's the thing, as you lower this, then the edges won't look as smooth. So if that happens, you can increase the blur radius a little bit more to smooth out the edges, and then you adjust the in-out ratio again, and you might have to do this multiple times. Each time, just increase the blur radius by a little bit so that the edges is smooth, and then you adjust the in-out ratio until you get a clean and smooth edge. And now when I scroll down to zoom out, you can see we no longer have that black outline around the subject. So to reset the zoom, you can press Z on your keyboard, or you go to the percentage here, click on this arrow, click on Fit. So now we have a very clean and smooth cutout of the subject from the green screen. So let me change this output back to Final Composite, and this is what the video looks like. We now have a very clean cutout of the subject from the green screen background. So that's how to remove green screen in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to stabilize video in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now say I want to stabilize this video, click on the video, go to the top right corner, click on Inspector. Scroll down, click on Stabilization. Now, if you want the most stabilization, click on Camera Lock. Then click on Stabilize. Now, before I click on Stabilize, let me play this video to show you what it looks like. You can see the camera is shaky. You can clearly see the camera moving. So now let me click on Stabilize. And now let me play the video to show you what it looks like. So you can see for camera lock, it will lock the camera and it will look very stable. It's completely still, it's not moving, and it's like it's on a tripod. Next, let me show you a side-by-side comparison. On the left, we have the original video, and on the right, we have the same video, but with stabilization. Now, let me play both at the same time so you can see the difference. So the video on the left, you can see it is shaky, it's moving around a lot. The video on the right, it is completely still, it is not moving at all, it's like it's on a tripod, it's very stable. So camera lock gives you the best stabilization, but you can see it crops a lot of the video when you compare it with the original. Now, using this tree as a reference in the original video, we can see the left side of this tree. So there's a lot of footage on the left side. Now, if we compare with the stabilized video, you don't see anything on the left of this tree. Now remember, this is the same video. So when you stabilize the video with camera lock, it will crop a lot of the video. So the video will be zoomed in, and you do lose some of the footage around the video. Now, if you don't want your video to be cropped in so much, or if you don't want to have so much stabilization, let me show you other ways to stabilize the video. So now let me uncheck camera lock. And we'll just use the default settings. So remember, when you change the settings, you need to click on the stabilize button. Now, let me show you a side-by-side comparison. So for the default stabilization, you can see it doesn't crop in as much. You can still see a lot of the left side of this tree. Now, let me play both videos at the same time so you can see the difference. So this is what the default stabilization looks like compared to the original. You will still see some camera movement, but the video is less shaky and it's more stable. Next, let's talk about the stabilization mode. So the default mode is perspective. Now you want to start with perspective first. It usually gives you the best results because it uses everything to stabilize the video. It will correct the position, it will move the video up, down, left, right. It will correct the rotation, scale, perspective, pan, tilt, and skew. The second stabilization mode is similarity. It's the middle ground, it's the balanced mode. It doesn't use everything to stabilize the video. It will only correct the position, rotation, and scale. The third stabilization mode is translation. This is the least aggressive stabilization mode. It will only correct the position. So start with the default stabilization mode, which is perspective. It usually gives you the best results. Now, if your video is glitching or you see distortion, if you see warping, wobbling, or jello effects, then you can switch to other stabilization modes. Next, let's talk about the settings. So for strength, this lets you adjust how much of the stabilization effect is applied to the video. The default strength is 1 and you can leave it at that. Now, if you feel that the video has too much stabilization and you find that it looks unnatural, then you can lower the strength. Next, let's talk about smooth. Now, if you want to stabilize a video, that's because the camera is shaky and there's a lot of noticeable camera movement. So smooth lets you adjust how smooth you want the camera movement to be. The default smooth is 0.25. Now, if you want the camera movement to be more smooth, less camera shake, then you can increase the smooth. I'll bring it all the way up. Then I click on stabilize. Now let me show you the side-by-side comparison. So here you can really see the difference when you increase the smooth. You can see the camera move very smoothly, like it's on the gimbal. The camera movement is less noticeable and less distracting. Next, let's talk about cropping ratio. This is how much you allow DaVinci Resolve to crop the video. The default cropping ratio is 0.5. And if I set cropping ratio to the lowest, that means you let the video get cropped more. And if I set cropping ratio to the highest, that means the video will get cropped less. So remember, for stabilization, the more the video is cropped, the better the stabilization. So if you want better stabilization and you don't mind the video getting cropped more, then you lower the cropping ratio. And if you don't want your video to get cropped so much, then you increase the cropping ratio. But remember that if the crop is less, then you will get less stabilization. Next, for zoom, you want to leave this checked. Now, if you uncheck this, now when I play the video, you can see this entire video is moving around and you can see these black bars that appear around the video. So this lets you see how much DaVinci Resolve is actually adjusting and moving your video to stabilize it. So when you want to stabilize your video, you want to leave this checked. Here's how to crop video in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Say I want to crop this video, we go to the top right corner, click on Inspector. Then if you look at Transform, you can increase the zoom. So say I want to crop in so that we wouldn't see the clothes on the left. I'll just increase the zoom like this. I drag it to the right. Next, you can change the position of the video. So we can shift it left or right. So if I drag the X to the left, you can see that it will show the right side of the video like this. And if I drag it to the other side, then it will show us the left side of the video like this. So with that, we can adjust which part of the video you want to crop in. So if I just want to show this guy, then I will shift it to maybe here. And for Y, you can move it up or down. If I drag it like this, it will move up. And if I drag it to the right side, it will move down. So say I want to crop in and I don't want to show the bottom of this table, then I will just drag the Y like this. And if I want this guy to be in the middle, then I can move the X. So I can go left or right like this. So if I want him to be exactly in the middle, I'll just drag it like this. And you can continue to zoom in like this, or you can zoom out. So you can adjust these two things to crop your video. And if you want to reset what you did, you can click on this to reset the video back to its original form. Now there's another way to crop your video. If you go to the bottom left corner, there's this rectangle which is transform. When I click it, it will turn white and we'll see all of these things around the video. I can drag the corner. I drag it like this to zoom in. I can drag it as much as I want to adjust. And then if say I want to move this video to the left, I'll just drag it to the left or to the right. And then I can drag it up or down. When you're done adjusting your video, remember to click on the transform tool again to exit the mode. Next, let me show you how to crop your video to make it into a vertical video. Go to the top left corner, click on File, then click on Project Settings. Then look for timeline resolution. You can see currently this video is a widescreen video. It's horizontal. And if I want to make it into a vertical video, I will check this box to use a vertical resolution. Then I click on Save. And now you can see the video is automatically cropped into a vertical video. Next, to adjust the video, we can go to Inspector, go to Position. We can change the X to show the left or the right. So if I drag it like this, it shows us the right side of the video. Or if I drag it the other side, it will show us the left side of the video. So you can adjust exactly how you want your video to crop in, even in the vertical mode. And if say I want to crop in even more so that I can see more of this guy, I can increase the zoom. So I drag it like this. We can continue zooming in. Then I can adjust like that. And if I want to move this up or down, we can change the position for Y. If I drag it like this, it will move up. And if I drag it the other side, it will move down. So I can adjust to exactly how I want this video to look like. Next, let me show you how to actually crop your video. So maybe you don't want to crop in, as in you kind of show a zoom in version of your video like this. Maybe you want to actually crop the sides of the video. So here's how. Under Inspector, go to Cropping, click it, and you'll see crop left, right, top, and bottom. If I drag this, you can see it will crop the left. And if I drag this, it will crop the right. And it can crop the top, we can crop the bottom. There's softness, and if you increase it, then it will kind of blend the edges of this video. And if you want to move the video around, you can go to Transform. You can change the position. If I move the X, it will move it to the right or to the left. And we can change the Y to move it up or down. You can also use the transform tool. Click on this and you can drag it anywhere you want. So say for example, you have a video and you want to crop your face and put it in the corner of your video. Let me show you. I will crop this even more. I crop the left, I crop the right, I crop the bottom, I crop the top, and then we want to zoom in to make it bigger. So I will increase the zoom like this and I continue to crop in even more. Then I can change the position. If I change the Y, I can drag it down. I change the X, I can move it left or right. Or I can use the transform tool. Then I just put it in the corner like this. So that's how to crop video in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to zoom in and zoom out in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Say I want to zoom in to this guy. First, you want to move this orange line to where you want to start zooming in. So just drag this around. And let's say I want to start zooming in at this part of the video. Go to the top right corner, click on Inspector. Then you will see Transform. So we want to add the first keyframe. So click on this diamond on the right. All of these will turn orange. So this will be the first keyframe. Next, we will drag this orange line to the right. Then you do the same thing. Click on this diamond on the right to add your second keyframe. This is where you actually zoom in. So I will adjust the zoom. I will drag this to the right like this. And you can see that you can control how much you want to zoom in. So the more I drag it to the right, the more it will zoom in. So say I want to zoom into around here. And if I want to move it, I can change the position. So for X, I can drag it like this to show the left or the right. And for Y, if I drag it, it will show the top or bottom. So you can control exactly which part of the video you want to zoom in. Or you can click on this rectangle on the left. Then all of these things will show up. And then you can just drag it around. And you can position how you want your video to zoom in. And when you're done, click on the rectangle again, like this. So this is what the video will look like after it zooms in. Let me show you. So if I drag this back like this, you'll see that it will then zoom in to exactly how I adjusted it to be. Next, let me show you how to zoom in faster or slower. So if you want to change your zoom speed, go to the left, click on these diamonds. Then this bottom panel will show up. We can drag this up. And here you can see the keyframes that we added. So this was the first keyframe. And if I move the orange line here, you can see this is what it looks like at the start. And if I go to the second keyframe, this is what it looks like at the end. So the two keyframes will be the before and after. So the first keyframe is when it starts zooming in, and the second keyframe is when it stops zooming in. So the gap between these two keyframes will affect how long it takes to zoom in. So if I want to zoom in faster, then I can drag the second keyframe to be closer to the first keyframe. And then you will see that you zoom in very fast. And if I want to zoom in slower, I will drag the second keyframe farther away. And now when I play the video, you see that it will zoom in a lot slower. And the farther away I drag it, it will zoom in very, very slowly. So if you want to zoom in faster, just bring these two keyframes closer together. If you want to zoom in slower, just bring them farther apart, like this. Next, let me show you how to zoom in smoothly. You can see it zooms in, but then it is a very unnatural type of zoom. It doesn't look as smooth. So here's how to zoom in smoothly. At the bottom panel, go to the left side. There is this curve that you can click on. And you can see the graph for your keyframes. You can see this goes up in one straight line. That's why when it zooms in, it's a very linear type of zoom. So to make the zoom effect smoother, click on any empty area in the graph. Then you want to select all keyframes. Press Ctrl A or Command A. Then click on this, which is ease in and out. And when I click it, you will see that this graph will change. So let me show you. You can see that right now, the graph will curve like that. So it will ease in and ease out. And now here's what the video looks like. You can see that the zoom effect is a lot smoother. So when you ease in and ease out, it means that the animation will start slow and then it slowly picks up speed. And when the animation is about to end, it will gradually slow down until it stops. So this way it looks more smooth and it's more natural. Next, let me show you how to zoom out. So let's go back to the other view. I click on this. So to zoom out, we will have to add 2 keyframes. So you drag the orange line to where you want to start zooming out. So say I want to zoom out here. Then we will add our first keyframe. Go to the top right corner. We click on this diamond to add our first keyframe. And if you look below, you can see that we now have our keyframes added. Then we move the orange line to the right, and then we add our second keyframe. Go to the top right corner, I click on this diamond. So if I want to zoom out, then I will change the zoom back to its original. I'll just change this to 1. Then I will reset the position. I change this back to 0. So this is how the video will look like at the end. And if you look below, we now have 2 keyframes. So the first keyframe will be when we want to start zooming out. And then the second keyframe will be what the video will look like at the end. So this is the before and this is after. So when I play the video, you can see that it will zoom out at this part. And if I want to zoom out smoothly, I click on the curve. I press Ctrl A or Command A. I click on the third curve, ease in and out. I click on any empty area. Then I go back, I click on this. And when I play the video, you can see that it will zoom out smoothly. And if I think it's too fast, I will drag it farther apart like this. So this is how to zoom in and zoom out in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to rotate video in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now here we have an upside down video. So to rotate the video, you want to click on the video, then go to the top right corner, click on Inspector. And under Transform, you'll see Rotation Angle. And here you can change this to rotate the video. Or you can type over here on the right. So for this video, I'll type 180 degrees. And this is how you rotate a video. Next, let me show you how to rotate a vertical video. So this is a vertical video, but right now it's horizontal. So first, we want to rotate this by 90 degrees. So I could change this here, or I'll just type over here. I'll type -90 like this. And because this is actually a vertical video, I'll need to change the resolution, the aspect ratio. So go over to the top right corner, click on this picture icon, and you'll see these. So for vertical, you want to click on Portrait, which is this. And now the video is in vertical format. So next, we need to expand this video so it fills up the empty space. So go to the bottom left, click on this rectangle, and then you can see these circles appear around. Then you drag it like this to fill up the empty space. When you're done, click on the rectangle again. So that's how to rotate a vertical video. Next, let me show you how to rotate a horizontal video. So here we have a horizontal video, but right now it is vertical. So to rotate the video, we can change the rotation angle. So I can drag this around like this, or I just type the angle that I want. Next, we want to expand this video to fill up the full frame. So click on the rectangle in the bottom left corner, then we drag it to fill up the frame. Then I click on the rectangle again. So that's how to rotate video in DaVinci Resolve. Here's how to add music in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Let's add our video and music. So go over here, right click, click on Import Media. You can add your video and your music like this. Then we drag the video down. Then we drag the music, we put it below. Next, let's close the media pool. And now when I play the video, you can see that we will have the video and the music playing at the same time. If you don't want to have any sound from your video, here's how to remove the sound. So when I click on the video, you can see that it selects both the video and the audio. So if I only want to delete the sound from this video, you can click on this chain link. And then now I will be able to select the audio only. So to delete the audio, we can right click, then click on delete selected, or you can press backspace on your keyboard. And now when I play the video, we'll only have the music. Next, here's how to trim your music. So you can see the music is a lot longer than the video. So to cut it, you can drag the right like this. Just drag it all the way to your video like this. Or you can just move this orange line to the back of your video. Then you split the music by pressing Ctrl B or Command B on your keyboard. So I press it, and now you can see the music is cut into two. So we don't want this part on the right. You right click, then click on delete selected. Next, let me show you how to change the volume of your music. go to the top right corner, click on Inspector. This thing will open up, click on your music. Then here we can change the volume. You can make your music louder by dragging this to the right, or you can make your music softer by dragging this to the left. Next, let me show you how to fade in and fade out your music. Click on your music, and you can see in the top left corner, there is this white handle, which you can drag like this to the right. So you can control how long you want it to fade in. So say I put it to around here, 2 seconds. That means this music will fade in over 2 seconds. So let me play the video. So you can hear the music will slowly increase its volume over 2 seconds. So if you want it to fade in longer, you can just continue dragging it for as long as you want. Next, if you want to fade out your music, just go to the end of your music. You can see in the top right corner, we have the same white handle, and now we can drag it to the left. So say I put it to around 2 seconds, that means this music will fade out at the last 2 seconds. Here's how to export in DaVinci Resolve, step by step. Now, when you're done editing your video, go to the bottom, click on the last tab, this rocket icon. This is the deliver page. Now, go to the left side, click on custom export. First, you can choose the file name. So what do you want to name the video? So I'll just write my first video. Then for location, you can choose where do you want to export the video. So I'll click on browse, I'll choose my desktop, and I'll save it to my desktop. Next, for render, there's single clip. So this means you export the entire timeline into one video file. So everything is merged together into a single video. And if you choose individual clips, that means you will export into separate videos. So instead of getting one merged video, each clip will be exported individually. So if you have 5 clips on your timeline, then you will get 5 separate files. That's why it's individual clips. Now I want to export all of this as one video file, so I'll choose single clip. Next, let's look at video. Make sure you check export video over here. Next, you can choose the video format. So these are all the options that you can choose. So the most common, most popular video format will be MP4. Then you can choose the codec. These are the options. H.264 is the most common. It has the best compatibility. Most devices can play H.264. So H.264 is the safest choice. Plus, if you're uploading to YouTube, YouTube officially recommends uploading videos with H.264. So in this example, I will choose H.264. Then for encoder, you can leave it as auto. For network optimization, you want to check this. Next, for resolution, the default is timeline resolution. If you want to export your video at a different resolution, then you can choose from here. Then for frame rate, you can leave it as the default, which is timeline frame rate. Next, for encoding profile, you can change this to high. Then for keyframes, you can leave it as automatic. For frame reordering, you want to check this. For preset, you can choose quality. Next, for rate control, you can choose quality. This is the simplest and easiest way. From here, you just choose what quality you want. You have best, high, medium, and so on. Usually, a higher quality means a bigger file size. So if you want a smaller file size, then you can choose a lower quality. If you want the best quality, then go with best. Next, let's talk about audio. So when you click on audio, make sure that export audio is checked. For codec, you can go with AAC. For bitrate strategy, you can go with constant bitrate. Then for track data rate, you can leave it as 320 kbps. So from here, once you have set up all of the settings and you're ready to export the video, just go below, click on Add to Render Queue. Then when you look on the right side, it will show up over here as a job. Go below, click on Render All, and it will start to export your video. When it's done, you can right-click, then click on Open File Location, and I can play it. So that's how to export in DaVinci Resolve. Next, let me show you how to save your export settings into a preset so you don't need to change the settings every time. Go to the top right corner, click on the 3 dots. Click on Save as New Preset. Then you enter a preset name. So just write something that you remember. So maybe I'll say 1080p. Next, you can choose a preset icon. So just choose anyone you like. And you can also choose to add to quick export. Then we can click on Save. And now we can see our settings is now saved in the preset over here in the left. So from here, if I choose any other presets from here and I change anything over here, at any time I can go back and I can click on this and I will get back all of the settings that I saved.